So as part of my decluttering and part of the kitchen decluttering is my cup cupboard. This is going to be today's project. I'm going to get everything taken out, put back what we actually use, and donate the rest. That way I am hoping that the top shelf, or maybe part of the middle shelf and top shelf, can be for my personal tumblers because they just live on the counter currently and it's getting out of hand. So I'll be back with an after. Okay, so this is completely cleaned out, organized. Everything we don't use is gone for the most part. All of my tumblers now have a home, and I am pretty pleased with this. And while I was at it, I went ahead and cleaned out this drawer, which has like overflow utensils. There's bamboo skewers in here and all of my straws. I made room for some other stuff in here, so yeah, productive. Okay, so I showed you the cupboard clean out. I did pull 4 things out of my dish cabinet that I had already boxed up. I forgot to leave them separate because that cupboard was like a super easy clean out. So that cupboard is done. I can check that off my list. I am kind of going room to room, making a list of specific things that need to get cleaned out, counting. Some people think this is a weird way of doing things, and it kind of is, instead of focusing on like one task at a time. But I'm not good at focusing on a single task that's something that I absolutely hate to be doing. And I always find myself reverting back to counting, and I've always done that. Whether it's, I'm going to go into this room and I'm going to put away 10 things, or I have, for whatever reason, a metric ton of dishes to get done. I'll be like, okay, let's wash 25 things. You know, silverware counts as a lot. And then we'll take a break and come back to it. We'll go do something else for a little bit. Or if I'm behind on folding laundry, which I am 90% of the time, it's like, all right, let's put away and hang up 15 things and then we'll come back to it. It's just the way my brain works. My mom is one who will set a timer and say, okay, I'm going to work on this for 25 minutes and then I'm going to give myself a 15-minute break. That method doesn't work to me. Making a list and going through a checklist doesn't work for me unless it's like, I can make a list of like 30 smallish things that need to get done. And I can tell myself, okay, go knock out 8 of those things and then take a break or do something else. But I'm not wired to complete a task. I'm just not. I get bored very easily. It's part of why on my other channel, you never see me make like the same cup twice. I always want to do something different. It's part of why I'm into so many crafts, and counting works for me. If it doesn't work for you, do this on a timer-based system. Do it on, I'm going to clean out 3 cupboards or 1 closet or whatever works for you. But it is making me feel good, and seeing something accomplished is making me feel good. So today was, I started out, I was going to clean out 1 cupboard. I ended up with, well, the dish cupboard was already done, but like that's 3 things I can check off the list for the kitchen. So, and I did list out every single cupboard separately. I know it seems weird, but sometimes you only have 10 minutes to work on something, so you can only do 1 thing at a time. Like I need to add cleaning out the refrigerator on here because that's a job nobody likes to do, and it really needs to get done. And countertops. I've been doing the countertops like as I work my way around the room, but there needs to be a final push there at some point, and just getting all the stuff that doesn't need to be on your counter, but some of that stuff can't get off the counter until other cupboards are done. So they'll be like the last thing checked off the list more than likely. But I can officially cross off my list the miscellaneous drawer. The undersink cabinet I had just done before Christmas, so I probably just need to do like a quick vacuum through there just for any dust or anything. And my main corner cabinet I cleaned right after Christmas. so I could put some of my new small appliances and stuff in there. It used to be the cupboard where we kept cereal and chips and stuff, but that stuff becomes out of sight and out of mind and doesn't ever get used. So it's now become like overflow storage for my coffees and small appliances and stuff like that. So that cupboard is actually done. That got like completely washed out and emptied. My dish cabinet is officially done. I put my beverage cabinet on the list, but that's going to be basically take the bottles of water out and any soda, and that's where like my excess paper towels and stuff live, and just wipe down the floors. So that'll be kind of like the under the sink cabinet. And I don't even see my cup cupboards on my list, which is funny because that's the one I just did. So cup cabinet is done. So, I mean, I'm getting there. Like I said, some of these are just simple tasks and some of them are longer tasks. But I am going to get a quick count of what I pulled so far. And some of this stuff is from other cabinets and stuff. Just as I open them, I'm removing the stuff. So like I said, I already had 4 things. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. This I was going to keep from that Michael's grab box. I decided that I really don't have room for it in my living room, so I'm not keeping it. So what was that? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. I cleaned out my utensil crock. So that's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. And there's like 8 plastic plates here, so that would put me at 43 if I'm counting individual items, which is, at this point, I still am. So we're going to say 43. I am going to get some replacement plastic plates, whatever Walmart has in the, 50 cents or $1 each section this year. Because these have all been around a long freaking time, and they're all kind of nasty, but I do use them typically when I just bake like biscuits or cookies or something. I put them on these instead of my ceramic plates. So I do want like 4 replacements. We don't use them a lot, but I do want a couple. So we're going to add 43 items to our total. We're going to cross off a couple things, and I'm not done with the week yet, so I will be back for one more update at some point later in the week. Like I said, I am sitting down and working my way around the whole house, and I am breaking it down into smaller bites, which is just more manageable for my methods. So it's just what works for me. Do it however works for you. Okay, so I got up, had a cup of coffee, and decided today I would tackle my Tupperware cabinet and my other like mixing bowl storage cabinets. Now that I kind of see what's in them and they're kind of trimmed down, I think once I get the rest of my upper cabinets sorted out, I'm actually going to try and condense those 2 cupboards into other cupboards. One of them, the second one I'm going to show you, into other cupboards, so I can actually use the one as food storage again, because he'd like to get like a baker's rack type thing to use as a coffee bar. I would prefer to actually eliminate the shelf that currently sits where he wants to put that completely from the house. We've always had a shelf there, and I've never really liked it there because it's right outside our bedroom door. When I moved my craft stuff out of that corner of the bedroom where it lived when we first moved in, I moved the shelf over there into the bedroom, and we had it empty for a very brief while. And then when COVID hit, we started doing less frequent grocery shopping and doing bigger groceries less frequently. So we needed more storage for food. So we just have, you know, a short shelf, open shelf with food on it. And I'd like to get all of my upper cupboards cleaned back out so all of the food can go back into them. But none of them are tall enough for like cereal boxes and stuff. And because I don't like putting that stuff in the corner cabinet, because it's on a Lazy Susan and stuff falls off and it's never to be seen again. I don't want to use that cupboard for food anymore. So I think I can get these two condensed down into one if I move some of it. I still have one more pot and pan cupboard to get through that has a lot of stuff that we never ever use in it. Like it's got an old George Foreman grill that is never going to get used. So, and some of the appliances that are less seldomly used, I can actually get moved up to the shelving above my washer and dryer. So that would free up some space in there that my good set of mixing bowls could go in. And like the backup colander could actually fit with the other colander. Yes, I have two colanders. Sometimes I need both, rarely, but they're both really nice colanders and I don't want to get rid of either of them. So I used to have three. I did get rid of one a while ago. But at any rate, I did lower the shelf in the first cabinet. I'm going to show you the before and after of. And I eliminated a whole bunch of stuff from that cupboard. I didn't eliminate much from the second cupboard, but I kind of purged that one recently anyways. I do have a lot of mismatched measuring cups in there that need to get eliminated, but I need to get a new set. I thought I'd put a really nice set of mixing or measuring spoons and measuring cups on one of my Amazon lists around Christmas time, but when I looked, I didn't see it, so maybe I never put them on there. It might have been something I saw at Walmart. I don't know. But I'd like to get a really good set because most of the sets I have where the measurements are stamped in or stamped on, they're rubbed off and I can't read them anyways. So when I replace those, I'll purge that cabinet again. And none of them are a complete set anymore. I think there's 3, possibly 4 partial sets in there. So not quite done there, but right now they are clean. So I will show you the actual Tupperware cabinet first, the before. It was stacked sky high because some stuff had lids and some stuff didn't. I eliminated a lot of stuff because we'll never use those. But like the ones that we use to pack up like a bento box or divided containers, I put on the top shelf, which I'd actually move the shelf down a set to make it more functional. They were set so high in the cabinet that unless you got down on the floor, you couldn't actually see that shelf was there. So this is the after. So that one's all cleaned out, looks good. I'm happy with the results there. And then the second one, which is just mostly mixing bowls and big storage bowls, the before and the after. So this is the one I would like to turn into food storage again for taller boxes, cereal and stuff. And then I should actually, like I said, be able to eliminate that entire shelf from my house. I've just got to get across my wall of uppers above my counter, over my microwave, and then next to the stove. So that's not a today project. I don't know that I'm going to show those because the before is literally a hot mess, and it's not anything I'm actually going to purge as part of the declutter. So maybe I'll show an after of them cleaned. Maybe I'll get brave and take a picture of them open before. There's a lot of like food stuff, sauces and like stuff that comes in gift baskets or whatever that you never know what to do with, and you just kind of cram it in a cupboard. and forget it existed. So there's a lot of that stuff in these cabinets. And some of it's like condiments that are getting set to the side that are actually going to go to the lake come summer and stuff like that. So, I am not going to count lids as pieces, but I am going to count the Tupperwares themselves. And the only exception to the lid rule is this one, because this big bowl ended up outside with cleaner in it to use to scrub something at some point, and the bowl never came back in, so that bowl is never coming back in. So I'm going to count that lid as one. But 2, 3, this is 2, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So rough count, that's 21. There's probably a couple extra lids in here that probably could count, but I'm not going to bother counting the lids. Anything that didn't have a lid or I had an extra lid went. So 21, and I'm in luck because I haven't crossed off day 21 yet, so that works out perfectly. In the last video, I'd written down 43 things, and then as I started crossing out days, I actually had to cross out a total of 45 because I started back at 1. So I went and found 2 more random things. I can't even remember what they were, but I'm going to wrap up this part, I think, now. Because I think actually if I was going by the weeks, I'd have enough to fill the rest of week 2's numbers. So, I am getting there slowly but surely. You know, setting myself a goal of doing 2 cabinets today was good. And if it's quiet later, maybe I'll start. Now, I'm probably not going to start tackling the food cabinets until after Wednesday's garbage day here. And he did a lot of, he's been cleaning out the garage and stuff also. But I think the garbage can is fairly full right now. So I've got like room for 1 more bag of regular household trash. And the food stuff isn't like, and really these nasty old Tupperwares are not. I'll have to look and see if any of them can go in our recycling. But, I can't remember what numbers are allowed. I think the thing's on my fridge. But most of this isn't donation. This is garbage. So this has to go in the trash and whatever. So Tupperware cabinets, I'm going to cross off. I put those just as 2 of the same on my list. So, yeah. But if I quick spruce up the under the sink one and the corner cabinet, I will have that entire wall of cabinets done now. So that's halfway around the kitchen. So, except for the one above the fridge, that's a backtrack, and that's a lot of climbing up and down. And quite honestly, the way my hip has been feeling, getting up and down off the floor has been unpleasant, and doing the over the fridge is going to be a lot of climbing on and off a chair. So that is not going to happen today. But at any rate, I'm going to wrap this one up for our week 2 decluttering. And I'm only actually going to be 2 days early on this. Yeah. Because it's the, well, no, it's actually still the 11th. So I'm technically 3 days early, but whatever. At least I'm making progress. So that is it. I will see you for the next installment.